Cruella is a character that we often see as a villain in stories. But today we will know about this. What was the real story of Cruella? At the beginning of the film, Cruella tells us her story from childhood. When she was born, her real name was Estella. She had a strange kind of hair. Her hair was half black and half white. Because of this, people used to stay away from her. They considered her strange. Her mom used to live with Estella, and she raised her alone. When she goes to school, Estella's mom tells her to control herself. Here we come to know that not only Estella has two types of hair, but her personality also was of two different types, sometimes cruel and sometimes very nice. Her mom explained that, look, behave well with all the children and control your bad side. But Estella always used to fight in school. She had only two friends. One was her dog, and the other was her classmate who used to study with her. Estella used to fight every day. That is why she is expelled from school. Now Estella's mother takes her to London. Estella has always been fond of becoming a fashion designer. That is why she tells her mother that in the big city, now my dream can come true soon. Going to London, Estella's mother goes to her old friend so that she can help them. Both of them went to a very big palace which had the sea around it, and it was very high above the ground. Estella's mom gives her precious lockets and strictly forbids her not to get out of the car. But Estella is not going to listen to anyone. She comes out of the car and sees that a fashion show is going on in that big palace. Seeing this, she went inside, but there were 3 dogs following her. Seeing which, Estella quickly runs and comes out. Because she felt that those dogs would bite her. But those dogs attacked her mom. She is talking to a woman at this time. Because of this, Estella's mom fell down into a pit. She died on the spot. Seeing this, Estella became very sad. She was blaming herself for all this. And now the investigation also starts there. Estella had run away from there. In a hurry, her locket which her mom had given to Estella falls there. She curses herself very badly that if she had listened to her mom and had not come out of the car, Mom would have been alive today. Neither would the dog have followed me nor attacked Mom. Thinking this, Estella was just crying. And then she jumps into a garbage truck where she had reached London. Here she meets 2 young boys. Looking at them, it seems that like Estella, they too have no place to live. So Estella follows them and reach the place where they used to live. Both the boys look at her, and when they learn that Estella has no place to live, they take her with them. First of all, Estella had dyed her hair, that is, colored it so that she too would look like the other girls. Now she always dyes her hair. After which we are now shown the story after 10 years, where these 3 have now grown up and have become thieves. Not just those thieves, but professional thieves, whom no one had been able to catch to date. They used to do only small thefts like taking out money from pockets, etc. But Estella used to design special clothes for herself and both of them. She is very expert in this thing. Because as we know, she has been fond of fashion since childhood. One day, Estella started thinking that I am not what my mother always wanted me to be. She had a passion for working in London's Liberty from the start, because famous fashion designers used to work there. Her friend gives her a special surprise on her birthday. Her friend got Estella a job in Liberty with his intelligence. But there she got the job of a maid and not a fashion designer. That poor girl used to clean the bathroom there. Now, she was tired of cleaning bathrooms and mopping the floors. Whenever she saw her boss, she just asked for a chance. But her boss would never listen to her. One day, Estella had to stay the whole night and clean the entire building. She had now picked up a bottle of liquor from her boss's room and started drinking it. And she had become so intoxicated that she could not understand what I was doing. And in her state of intoxication, she writes something on the window outside. She decorates the dummy as per her wish. Now when it was morning, there was a crowd of people there, because while doing all this at night, Estelle's also slept there. When her boss comes, he gets very angry because of Estella's actions. He was angry at her and was about to fire her from his job. The best fashion designer in London enters there, whose name was Baroness. She was very pleased to see the decorated dummy of Estella, and now she has hired Estella. She says that in so many years, I have never seen such a well-decorated display window and dummy. Estella probably had the skill of this thing since childhood. Well, the next day, Estella reached Baroness's office at Sham ke 5 baje. She also likes Estella's work very much. Within a few days, Estella becomes Baroness's special worker. One day she sees that Baroness keeps her jewelry in a special secret compartment. Everything was going very well here. Estella was also very happy in her job. She had the desire to become a fashion designer from the start, which was fulfilled. One day, she noticed the locket that Baroness was wearing. My mom gave it to me the night her mom died. When Estella ran away from there, this locket had fallen at that place. When Estella asks Baroness about the locket, she answers, "Yes, it is my locket, but a few years ago it was stolen by a woman." Baroness was calling Estella's mom thief. Hearing these things, she gets very angry, and now she thinks of getting her locket back. Now, Estella goes to her friends and tells them everything. They plan to steal the locket when the Baroness is busy at the party. "We'll steal that locket on that day." One of Estella's friends reaches the CCTV camera. The other reaches the locker. Estella herself came to the party, where everyone was wearing black and white clothes. But Estella was looking different from everyone. She had come into her true form. She was wearing a red-colored gown. She looked very beautiful. The purpose of becoming like this was that everyone's attention could go on me. She had put a mask on her face so that Baroness could not recognize me. But Estella is surprised when she sees that Baroness was wearing that locket around her neck, which means that it was here, not in the locket. Baroness had not really been able to recognize Estella, because she had come in front of him in the form of Cruella, being a tyrant whom her mother had always told her to avoid. At the party, Baroness was jealous of Estella, because everyone's attention was on her. It is Baroness's party and everyone sees someone else except her. She didn't like this at all. At the party, one of Estella's friends brought a lot of rats in a dish and placed them in front of Baroness, which distracted her and she screamed. There was chaos in the party. Taking advantage of this, Estella takes off the locket from Baroness's neck, throws it towards her dog. Baroness had also seen the locket near the dog, so she whistled a special kind of thing here, due to which the same 3 dogs came there that we saw at the beginning of the story that came after Estella, due to which her mother also died. Now one of them takes the locket from Estella's dog and eats it. Now, Estella remembers that they are the same dogs who attacked her mom, and that day Baroness was the one who whistled. She has now understood that the real murderer of her mom was Baroness. She comes back and tells everything to her friends. Now, Estella has decided that she will definitely take revenge of her mom from Baroness. She decides to remain in her bad and crazy form, because by becoming good she has not got anything till now. So she becomes Cruella from Estella. After becoming Cruella, she goes to meet her childhood friend, who had become a journalist. Estella had seen her at the party last night, and she also recognized her. She told her friend that now she is going to do something big. Later, Cruella tells her friends and gets the dogs of Baroness kidnapped, and also brings a very big fashion designer to her house. Estella, i.e. Cruella, has a very big stormy idea in her mind. Cruella, still disguised as an ordinary-looking innocent girl, Estella used to go to her job in Baroness's office. So that she could keep an eye on Baroness, and then Cruella used to go to Baroness's shows, one after another with different entries. She gets the attention of all the fans of Baroness. She takes all the attention of the show towards herself. Baroness was fed up with all these things. She thinks of filing a case in the court against Cruella. She also goes to her friend to find out the location of her, where Cruella is. She does not get to know anything about where Cruella is. One day, Estella designs a very beautiful gown for the next event, in which she had ordered special types of shells from South America to be used. By using them, Estella had designed a very beautiful gown. Now, due to this fear, Cruella steals her designs. Baroness had locked all the gowns in a huge safe. Estella had come to her house, and the dog of Baroness, which she had kidnapped that day, she tells her friend that from the skin of these dogs, I can make a wonderful coat. Now, the day of the show also comes when Baroness opens the safe, in which all the designer clothes were kept. A lot of flies come out, which spread everywhere, and this creates chaos. It turns out that the shells that Estella had used to make the gown were the eggs of flies. Now, because of these flies flying, everyone leaves Baroness's show and comes out. On the other hand, Estella was doing the show in her Cruella form. Here Baroness realizes that Estella is actually Cruella. And now she also knows that she has killed my dogs and made a coat for their skins. Now when Estrella returns home after finishing her show, so she sees that my friends were chained by the Baroness's men on her order, also gets Estella tied up by her men, sets fire to their house, and goes away with her dogs, which shows here that Estella has not killed Baroness's dogs. Now it seemed that Estella had passed away, but the next morning when Estella woke up, she found herself at Baroness's house, where a special man from Baroness had brought tea for her. He tells her the truth and also returns her locket to her, saying that Baroness is your real mom. She is actually a psycho and mad woman. When you were born, Baroness ordered me to kill you, but I did not and gave you to a maid. Your dad transferred all his property to you before he died. Hearing all these things, Estella is very sad. Now the first thing she wants to do is get her real family out of jail. That is, her friends, the people with whom Estella had been living since childhood. Whom Baroness had arrested in the false murder case of Estella. She makes a plan with her friends. When Baroness was going to have a party, Estella sends hand-stitched clothes to all her guests. All of them were the Sam. On the other hand, Baroness also learned that Estella was still alive. She was also ready for that. Baroness' party was in the Sam Palace, where Estella's mom, i.e. Baroness, had killed her maid, i.e. Estella's stepmom. At that time, she had come to take money from Baroness, so that she could take good care of her daughter. But Baroness had got her killed. Well, now everyone at this party had come wearing the Sam clothes that Estella had sent to all their homes, because they all think that Baroness has sent them to us. Here everyone was also wearing wig like Estella, so now it was very difficult for Baroness to find Estella. Now here Baroness's dogs start running outside. Estella is standing outside. She has the Sam whistle which Baroness used to have earlier. Hearing the sound of which the dogs came out. Here Estella tells her whole story to Baroness. First, Baroness became sad and hugged Estella. But suddenly he throws Estella down. But while doing so, all the guests see her, whom Estella, i.e. Cruella's friend, had brought out. Baroness is caught by the police for killing her daughter. Estella's life was not over yet, because along with the suit she was wearing, a parachute was also designed. That was opened before falling down and her life was saved. So now Estella had to spend her whole life as Cruella. Her mom was also given justice, after which she became very happy. She starts living her life happily. Along with her happiness, the story of this film also ends here.